in, and it is given by this equation. It is in the equation number 1, where a naught, a1 up to a n are all are constants and x is a function of x. And also parallelly we have seen what is the operator d, what is the working of this operator. So we just try to reduce the form of this equation. Okay, to the simplest form we have reduced this equation with the help of operator d, and we have now the simplest form. Okay, so which is given in the equation number 2. So this is phi of d into y equal to fx. All we have see, take this as equation number 2. And also we have seen how to reduce the given equation to the reduced form with the help of operator d. Okay, so one more thing that I want to explain here. So what is the auxiliary equation? Okay, so what is auxiliary equation? So auxiliary equation means what? Whatever the equation we have, so consider that, because this auxiliary equation we want to find out the solution. Okay, so consider nth order linear differential equation in the form of operator d. So phi of d into y, this is equal to fx. Okay, so this is our nth order linear differential equation with constant coefficient. Now see, if you take this phi of d, which is a polynomial in d, so if we assign, so then if we assign this phi of d equal to 0, if we assign this phi of d to 0, then this is nothing but is called auxiliary equation. This is our auxiliary equation. So in this case, see, from this equation what we have, from this equation, so this is d cube plus 3d square plus 4d, this is equal to 0, is our auxiliary equation. Okay, so hope you have got what is the meaning of auxiliary equation. Now let us move forward to the main topic. What is the solution of this nth order linear differential equation? Okay, first of all consider the nth order linear differential equation. Now consider phi of d into y, this is equal to fx. Okay, call it as equation number 1. So this is our nth order linear differential equation in the form of operator d. Now, so solution contains two parts. The solution of this equation, solution of above equation contains two parts. And what that parts actually? First is complementary function and second is particular integral. Okay, so therefore it is namely complementary function and second is what? Particular integral. So if we want integral, if we want both the if we want a complete solution of this equation, okay, so we have to find actually both the parts. Okay, so out of this complementary function is depend on the auxiliary equation. Okay, so nature of roots of auxiliary equation, and this particular equation, particular integral is depend on the nature of fx. Okay, we have different cases for this fx in the different methods that we will discuss later. First of all, we will see what is the auxiliary equation, sorry, what is the complementary function. So complete solution is given by, so therefore complete solution of 1 is given by, what is that equation? This is y is equal to, complete solution is y is, because see, this is this equation we are solving for y. Okay, this equation we are solving for y, so y is equal to what? Complementary function plus particular integral. Okay, so integral, so we can write this as cf plus pi, or or otherwise we can also write it as yc plus yp. What is yc? Yc means complementary function and yp means particular integral. Both the values we have to find, both the terms we have to find if we want the complete solution of this equation. So moreover, in online exam they just particularly ask what is the complementary function of this equation, okay, or what is the particular integral of this equation, okay. So but one more thing is here, if fx is 0, okay, so if there is 0 in the right hand side, instead of fx there is 0, then complementary function is our complete solution. There is no yp in that case. So note here, so first note, yc is depends on nature of roots of auxiliary equation. And what is that auxiliary equation? Phi of d equal to 0, okay. And second thing is what, yp is depends on nature of fx. Of course, this phi of d is involved in that yp also. Okay, so we want the phi of d also. Okay, without phi of d, we cannot find out yp. Okay, but the role of fx is very important. And the third thing is what, if fx is equal to 0. Okay, if function is 0, then what? Then complementary function is a complete solution of given equation, isn't it? So that's it. This is about the solution of this nth order linear differential equation. Okay, now let us start with the complementary function first, and then we'll discuss about the particular integral. Okay, so now what is the complementary function? So again here consider nth order linear differential equation in the form of operator d, phi of d into y is equal to fx. Okay, so therefore what is the auxiliary equation here? My auxiliary equation is phi of d is equal to what? 0. Okay, and therefore depending on nature of roots of auxiliary equation, nature of roots of auxiliary equation, okay, we have different four cases for complementary function. We have different four cases for complementary function. And what are that cases? Let us see them one by one. So case number one, I'm just explaining the cases. Okay, only these are the only four cases to find out the complementary function. Without these four cases, nothing is there. Okay, so you just try to understand these cases, and also try to solve the examples based on these cases, because in online exam there are so many questions related to this topic, complementary function. Okay, and it is very simple. So just bring the calci if you have. Okay, if you don't have, just try to bring it from your friends or from the market. Okay, so if it is available. Now first case I just going to explain. So if roots are real and distinct. Distinct means unequal. See, whatever the equation we have, the nature of roots is what? The nature of root is either they are real and distinct, either they are real and equal, either they are complex or complex repeated. These are the only four cases, I think. Okay, so we just going to discuss that all cases. Okay, so first case is if roots are real and distinct. Suppose if we have a two distinct root, so let m1, m2, m3, so on, mn be n distinct roots of the auxiliary equation. Okay, suppose if you have a n distinct root, then what is my complementary function in this case? So yc is equal to c1 e raised to m1x plus c2 e raised to m2x plus c3 e raised to m3x plus up to so on cn e raised to mnx, where c1, c2, c3 are arbitrary constants. Okay, so we just have to replace the values of m1, m2, m3 and mn. Everything is same. Suppose for example, if we take what is the auxiliary equation, so let's see what is the complementary function for this. So I have just taken d square minus 5d plus 6 into y equal to 0. So suppose if we have this equation, I'm not talking about the particular integral here, we are only interested in the complementary function. Okay, so just take the auxiliary equation. What is my auxiliary equation here? Auxiliary equation is d square minus 5d plus 6, isn't it? So my auxiliary equation is d square minus 5d plus 6 is equal to 0. Just try to find out the roots. Okay, how to find out the roots with the help of calci? Just bring the calci if you have. Okay, just on it, press mode till you'll get equation. Okay, and uh, below x below equation word, so there is one, press 1. Then we are not interested in unknown, we are interested in the degree. What is the degree of this equation? 2. This is a quadratic equation, so therefore take 2. Okay, what is the value of a? The coefficient of c. We are just comparing this equation with ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0. So this is a is nothing but coefficient of b square, it is 1. Okay, a is nothing but a 1. B is what? B is minus 5. And what is c? C is nothing but 6. Okay, substitute the values of a, b, c in the calci. A is 1 equal to b is minus 5 equal to c is 6. Okay, so see, x1 is 3, so therefore what I get? D is equal to 3 comma equal to x2 is equal to 2. So these are the roots. See, these are the distinct roots, real and distinct. See, these two are real numbers and they are distinct. Distinct means what? 3 is not equal to 2. Okay, so therefore in this case what I get? So simply my complementary function is here. So therefore yc is equal to, just we have m1, m2 only. So therefore c1 e raised to 3x plus c2 e raised to 2x. That's it. This is my complementary function. You'll get 2 marks for this, 1 mark for this. Okay, so it is very simple. You just try to find the roots. If your roots are correct, you will get automatically the correct complementary function. Okay, so are you understanding? Is there any doubt? If you have a doubt, you can ask. Okay, so let us see the second example also. This is the first example, number 2. Suppose if we have d square minus 2d plus 3. Okay, so take this as plus 2d instead of minus 2d. This is equal to y into 0. So try to find out the roots. What is my auxiliary equation here? My auxiliary equation is d square plus 2d plus 3. This is equal to 0. Okay, just put the values of a, b, c. What is my a here? A is 1, b is 2 and c is 3. Okay, so if we put the values of a, b, c, a is 1, b is 2 and c is 3. So I'll get x1 is minus 1, and see, this has a complex root, so we are not interested in this. Take this as minus. So let us see what happens. So this is minus. Okay, just a minute. Let me check. A is 1, b is minus 2, c is 3, x is 1, x1 is 1, x2 is also roots are x1. Okay, now if we take minus 3. Okay, fine. So now just take this minus 3 instead of uh, plus 3, because we have a complex root, then we don't want that complex roots. Okay, now fine. A is 1, B is minus 2, and C is also minus 3. Okay, so if we want this, substitute the value of A is 1, B is minus 2, C is minus 3. I'll get x1 is 3 and x2 is minus 1. Okay, so what are the roots? D is equal to 3 comma minus 1, distinct roots. Okay, so we have a real and distinct root in this case, and therefore what is my complementary function? My complementary function is c1 e raised to 3x plus c2 e raised to minus x, like this. Okay, suppose if we have, suppose the next example if we take, so let 3 minus 2 and 4 are, or if we take 1 2 3 are the distinct roots. 1 2 and 3 are three distinct roots. Okay, what is my complementary function in this case? So yc is equal to c1 e raised to x plus c2 e raised to 2x plus c3 e raised to 3x. See, order doesn't matter. One can write this as c1 e raised to 2x plus c2 e raised to x plus c3 e raised to 3x. Okay, so don't take attention for order. So order may be different. So one can take here minus 1 first and then 3. Okay, so c1 e raised to minus 1 minus x plus c2 e raised to 3x, it is okay, it is fine. Okay, no problem. C1 c2 are just the arbitrary constant. Okay, so this is about the first case for a complementary function. If you have a doubt you can ask. So similarly, if we have a four distinct roots, we just only add c plus c4 e raised to whatever that roots m4x. Okay, so are you getting this? Yes, is there any doubt related to this? Okay, so hope you have got this. Now let us move for the second case, case number 2. If roots are real and equal, repeated. Okay, suppose if we take, let m1 m1 repeats twice, twice or thrice or whatever that. Okay, so what is my complementary function in this case? So yc is equal to, see what I'm writing, c1 plus c2x e raised to m1x, because m1 repeated twice. Okay, so if it repeats thrice, if m1 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 are roots, three time repeated roots, then what is my complementary function? See, observe it carefully, it is very important. c1 plus c2x plus c3 x square e raised to m1x. If it repeat four times, then plus c4 x cube is there into bracket complete e raised to m4x, sorry m1x. Okay, like that. So whatever the number of time it is repeated, so we just have to take the number of constant, arbitrary constant. So if you repeat twice, then c1 plus c2x. If it repeated thrice, c1 plus c2x plus c3x square. So just see, as the number of constant increasing, so the power of x is also goes increasing. Okay, for c1 there is no x, for c2 only x, for c3 x square, for c4 x cube, like this. Okay, so one can write this, in some books you may find like this, c1 x square plus c2x plus c3 e raised to m1x. Both the answers are correct. Okay, so just they have written in a different way. Okay, it is also correct. Okay, you can write either this or this, it is correct. So we will use this. Okay, now this is the case for real and equal roots. Okay, suppose let us take the example for this. Suppose if we have d square minus 2d plus 1 into y equal to 0. So what is my auxiliary equation here? My auxiliary equation is d square minus 2d plus 1, this is equal to 0. Okay, and therefore what are the roots? See, this is a simple expansion of d minus 1 bracket square, if you observe it. Okay, so this is the expansion of d minus 1 bracket square. This is equal to 0, and therefore I have d is equal to 1 comma 1, 1 repeated twice. Okay, and therefore my complementary function in this case is c1 plus c2x e raised to x 1x. That's it. This is my answer. See, it is very simple if you observe. Okay, because see, most of the time, if it in some examples two roots repeated and one is not repeated, one is distinct. Okay, so for that case we will also discuss the example. So let us see the second example for this. Suppose if we have d minus d plus 3 raised to 3 into y, this is equal to 0. Now see, d plus 3 bracket cube is here. So what is my auxiliary equation? My auxiliary equation is simply d plus 3 cube. This is equal to 0. So it means what? It means d plus 3 into d plus 3 into d plus 3. This is equal to 0. So this means d repeated thrice. So d is equal to what? Minus 3 comma minus 3 comma minus 3. Okay, so therefore minus 3 repeated thrice, and my complementary function in this case is what? Yc is equal to c1 plus c2x plus c3 x square into e raised to minus 3x. Hope you have got this. Is there any doubt? Okay, so this is the case, second case, if roots are repeated. But some, in some examples it may happen that two roots repeated and one is distinct. So how we can solve that type of example? So let us see. So this is a different example, example 3. So let 1 2 2 are roots of auxiliary equation. Okay, so these are the roots. Then how we can write this? See, we have d is equal to 1 comma 2 comma 2. So 2 repeated twice and 1 is distinct. Okay, so in this case my complementary function is yc is equal to c1 e raised to x, this is distinct root, plus this 2 repeated twice, therefore we have used the second case, c2, don't repeat the constant. Okay, c2 plus c3x into e raised to 2x. Got it? Okay, so this is the case, c1x c1 e raised to x plus c2 plus c3x e raised to 2x. This is the complementary function in this case. Okay, for example, so in some examples like this, suppose 3 comma 3 and 4 comma 4 are the roots. Okay, then what is my complementary function in this case? My complementary function is c1 plus c2x e raised to 3x plus c3 plus c4x e raised to 4x, like this. Hope you have got this. Okay, so just the matter of roots, how the roots are actually, and accordingly you have to write the complementary function. Okay, so we have seen the two cases. Okay, hope you have got that two cases. First case is if roots are real and distinct, and second case is if roots are real and equal. Okay, so is there any doubt in these two cases? Okay, if you have a doubt you can ask, please. Otherwise we'll move to the next case. Okay, now case number 3. So see, if you have a doubt you can also put it in the chat box. Okay, if you don't want to speak, okay, you can put it in the chat box. Okay, so that I can understand. uh, but just if you have a doubt you can just freely ask. Don't hesitate and don't take any uh, query in your mind. Okay, so case number 3. So if roots are complex, if roots are complex, then what? Okay, so this is very important case and also very simple case. So let alpha plus minus beta I be the pair of complex root. Pair of complex root means what? See, here we have a two roots. One is what? Alpha plus beta I, and another is alpha minus beta I. Okay, two roots we have, alpha plus beta I and alpha minus beta I, complex root. Okay, so now therefore what is my complementary function here? So therefore yc is equal to, so c e raised to alpha x in bracket c1 cos of beta x plus c2 sine of beta x. That's it. You just have to replace the values of alpha and beta only. Okay, don't do anything. Okay, just keep in mind this, yc is equal to e raised to alpha x in bracket c1 cos of beta x plus c2 sine of beta x, and replace the values of alpha and beta in the on that places. So that's it, that is the complementary function. Let us see the example so that you can understand. Okay, suppose if we have a d square complementary function, to find out the complementary function of d square plus d plus 1 into y, this is equal to 0. Say this is irreducible equation. So how to find out the roots if you have, if you don't have the calci? It is very simple. So just find out the values of a is 1, b is also 1, c is also 1. Okay, and therefore we have a rule, d is equal to minus b. Okay, everybody knows this, I think, root over b square minus 4ac divided by 2a. This is the formula to find out the roots of the quadratic equation. Okay, so this is equal to what? Minus b is nothing but minus 1, plus minus root over b square means minus 1 square is 1, sorry, plus 1 square is 1, minus 4 into 1 into 1 divided by 2 into 1. Okay, so what I have now here, it is minus 1 plus minus root over minus 3 divided by 2. What is root over minus 3? So this root over minus 3 we can write this as, this is root 3 into root minus 1, and root minus 1 is nothing but I, we know this, root 3i. Got it? This is root minus 1 is nothing but I, everybody knows about this complex number. Okay, in a diploma course you have seen, or in a 12th standard, 11 or 12th standard, you also have seen this complex part. Okay, so how we can write this? This is nothing but what? Minus 1 plus minus root 3i divided by 2. So these are the roots. So if we separate this, what I get? Minus 1 by 2 plus minus root 3 by 2i. Okay, so I think you have got this, how I have these roots. Otherwise you can easily find out these roots with the help of calci without all this doing all these works. Okay, so I just forward you the extra, I will take the extra session for this. If possible, I will just record the video related to this, how to find out the roots of the complement, how to find out the roots of the equation. So cubic equation, quadratic equation, and all that things. Okay, I will share the link to discuss how to find out the roots of this quadratic or cubic equation. Okay, you just go through that and just try to understand. So but you must have a calci to understand that. Okay, now this is the d, so this is alpha plus minus beta I. What is my alpha here? So my alpha is equal to minus 1 by 2, and my beta is equal to root 3 by 2. Okay, so just a minute. This is root 3 by 2. Okay, just don't consider plus minus, don't take I. Okay, we are only interested in alpha and beta, and therefore what is my complementary function in this case? My complementary function is e raised to alpha x. Alpha means minus 1 by 2x in bracket c1 cos of beta x. Beta is nothing but root 3 by 2 x. Okay, we are only replacing the values of alpha and beta plus c2 sine of root 3 by 2 x. That's it. This is my complementary function. So I have just replaced the values of alpha and beta in this expression that I have. Okay, and alpha and beta I have from this actually the roots of the complementary function alpha plus beta, and roots of the auxiliary equation alpha plus beta and alpha minus beta. Hope you have got this. Okay, so let us see the one more example. Suppose if I have d square plus 9, okay, into y equal to 0. So this is my equation, and I just want to find out the complementary function. So what is my auxiliary equation here? My auxiliary equation is d square plus 9 equal to 0. See, it is very simple. Okay, so d square plus 4 equal to 0, d square plus 16 is equal to 0, d square plus 25 equal to 0. These are very simple equations actually. See how I can just find out the roots. Actually, d square is equal to minus 9, and d is equal to what? From this what I have, d is equal to plus minus root over minus 9. Okay, if we take the square root, and this is nothing but plus minus 3 into root minus 1, and this is nothing but plus minus, this is nothing but plus minus 3i. Okay, so this root 9 can be written as, see, root 9 can be written as root minus 9 is equal to root 9 into root minus 1. And what is root 9? Square root of 9 is 3, and root minus 1 is nothing but I. That's why I have written this 3i. And see, we have alpha is 0. So therefore, this can be written as 0 plus minus 3i. There is no alpha, and beta is 3. So this is alpha. Alpha is equal to 0. Beta is equal to 3. And therefore, in this case, what is my complementary function? My complementary function is C1 e raised to 0x. Sorry, not C1 there. E raised to 0x. Alpha is 0. In bracket, C1 cos of 3x. Beta is 3 plus C2 sine of 3x. Okay, so that's it. This is my complementary function. So as e raised to 0 is 1, anything raised to 0 is 1. So you just write this as C1 cos of 3x plus C2 sine of 3x. That's it. This is my complementary function for this given equation. So hope you have got this. Okay, is there any doubt? You can ask. This is the third case actually. Okay, so in some examples it may happen that the roots are, one root is distinct and remaining two roots are complex. Okay, so then how we can find out the roots for that? Okay, suppose 1 2 plus minus I are the roots. Actually, I don't know the equation, but if suppose consider if 1 2 plus minus I are the roots of the equation. Okay, then how we can write the complementary function for this? So yc is equal to, see, 1 is distinct, c1 e raised to x, and now see 2 plus I plus minus I, alpha is nothing but 2 and beta is nothing but 1. So for this second two roots, remaining two roots, we can apply the third case. This is nothing but e raised to 2x in bracket c1 cos x, because beta is 1, plus c2 sin x. Like this, this is my complementary function. Hope you have got this. Is there any doubt? Just please unmute your mic. So please mute your mic. So I think Devesh, please mute your mic. Okay, your voice is coming. Okay. Now c1 e raised to x plus c e raised to 2x, c1 cos x plus c2 sin x. Okay. So this is the complementary function. Hope you have understand. Okay. In some cases, suppose if roots are complex roots are repeated, then what? Okay, so this is the third case if roots are complex. But now in fourth case, if roots are complex repeated. Okay, so fourth case, if roots are complex repeated. This is very easy case as that of previous. Okay, so let alpha plus minus beta I comma alpha plus minus beta I repeat twice. Okay, then what is my complementary function in this case? So my yc is equal to e raised to alpha x as it is. Now because of this is a repeated root, this is just the extension of the second case and third case. Okay, so how we can write this? C1 plus c2x into cos of beta x plus C3 plus C4x into sine of beta x. That's it. This is my complementary function. Okay, because this is repeated, we just write this C1 plus C2x into cos of beta x plus C3. See, cos beta x is first and then sine beta x. Okay, most of the time student may have mistake this. Okay, just write down the write in proper sequence. Okay, let us see the example for this. So what is the complementary function for this? D square plus d plus 1 bracket square into y equal to 0. Okay, as the bracket square, what is my auxiliary equation here? My auxiliary equation is, it is d square plus d plus 1 bracket square, this is equal to 0. So what does it mean? It means d square plus d plus 1 into d square plus d plus 1, this is equal to 0. So for this we have a root d square plus d plus 1. What are the roots? See, minus 1 by 2 plus minus root 3i, root 3 by 2i. Okay, so therefore we have a 4 roots. Okay, so and what are the roots? D is equal to minus 1 by 2 plus minus root 3 by 2 I for this, and also minus 1 by 2 plus minus root 3 by 2 I for this. Okay, so see, these complex roots are repeated. Then what is my complementary function in this case? So my yc is equal to c1, not c1, e raised to alpha means 1 by minus 1 by 2x in bracket, this is c2, sorry, c1 plus c2x cos of root 3 by 2, this is root 3 by 2x plus c3 plus c4x into sine of root 3 by 2x. That's it. This is my complementary function for this equation. Okay, so most of the time this may not happen in general examples, but this type of questions may be there in your online exam. Okay, so they are given us the equation and just asking to find out the complementary function. So, okay, all the 4 cases we have discussed for finding the complementary function. Hope you have got this. Okay, so this is very important topic actually.